What's up, everybody? We're doing a quick review of a product from the folks over at Delugs. So one of my favorite watches, is my Cuervo Sobrinos. This is the Churchill Yalta. So it's a limited edition. They only made 500 of them. I got number 251. Just a beautiful, beautiful Swiss watch with Cuban heritage. The company goes back to like the 1860s as a jewelry company. Then they got into watch making in Havana in 1885 and had offices in Germany and Paris, as well as Havana. And really cool brand, really cool history. I did a review of it up here somewhere. We'll put a link there. And with the stock bracelet, it's beautiful. It's titanium and steel, just like the watch. The watch case is actually two pieces. There's titanium and then there's stainless steel. But it was a little too flashy, just a little kind of bling. And so I wanted to tone it down as well as not destroy the bracelet because you can't get them anymore. So to help with, if I ever decided to sell it, I want to keep that in relatively good shape. I went with a leather strap. So I went with a nice leather strap, which is the closest that I could find to the one on their website that would have come with the watch had I ordered it that way. Of course, they had a deployant clasp, which was alone, if I had to go buy it after market, was like $350 or $400 just for the clasp. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that. So I do like to wear the watch because it's one of those watches you just don't see much. It's a brand not a lot of people know about. In a way, it's kind of like my Riviera from Baume & Mercier. Yeah, they've been around since in one iteration or another when it was Baum Clock Company or whatever in 1830, and then he met Mercer, or the family met Mercer in the 1920s and rebranded as Baume & Mercier. But I like having watches that not everybody else is wearing. I have some that are, like Tudors and Breitlings and Omegas and, other stuff. But these are some of my favorite watches just because they're a little bit more off the beaten path. So I put the leather strap on it. The problem with the leather strap in general is that, it's going to crease, and it does put a lot of wear and tear on the leather, taking it on and off and all that kind of stuff. You get that fold and crease in there. So what I wanted to do was get a deployant clasp. So I went to the fine folks over at Delugs and looked for one that could go with the existing strap because they didn't have a brown leather in the color I wanted. I want this strap. I just need a better buckle for it. So it cost me about $100 to get this shipped to my house. Ordered it late Sunday night. They shipped it out first thing Monday morning. And here it is on Wednesday afternoon. FedEx delivered it. So very good service, very quick. Their website's nice and easy to navigate. They got a lot of cool products, and they're up there with Artem. When you look for like aftermarket watch straps and replacement straps for luxury watches, the two names that come up the most are going to be Artem and Delugs. Those are the two most popular, most recommended. So I figured let's give them a shot. So this uses your butterfly style, but it's not a push button to deploy, to release. The ones that have spring loaded. And I thought, well, that could be interesting because those other ones, sometimes you push one button accidentally or you turn your wrist and it pops open even though they both were not pushed. But this one uses a bar, kind of like a leaf spring, and that just puts tension on this piece. So it flops, it's loose, and then as you push it this way, it builds up tension and then goes snap and snaps into place. Same thing here, tension, snap into place. Use your existing keepers, and it looks pretty good. So we'll put the watch on. What I did do is, and I had to make a second video for this, was that I did do a slight mod, and we're going to see if I keep it. This is the buckle that it came with, and it came with a thicker prong, and it's at a slightly different angle, but it is kind of big and it is kind of square. And I found it didn't really go with the lines as much. Could I live with it? Yeah. I like this one because it was just smaller. It just slips under the radar a little bit more. So put that on, snap it into place, get your keepers in place and just feed that through. And there you go. So that goes on nice and clean. I like this. This one was, look at the size of the buckle difference. This one is quite a bit bulkier. It's okay. And I think because of the angle, I noticed that when I put this on, I have to be careful because it wants to slide off that hole, and then all of a sudden I'm like, why is it not going on? Oh, it's too tight. It slipped a hole or two up. Once it's on, it can't go anywhere. It's going to lock in place, and you can pull as hard as you want, and it's not going to pull out. It's only when you're, putting the watch on and off. So there is that little element of fiddliness, but I feel like it looks a little better than this. The other problem is the holes here are round, and so when you're going to put it on a strap, you have to consider that larger rectangular. I was able to get it to fit. It was a tight fit. I just had to spit on it a little bit, but it was able to go through. But you can tell it when you look at it from the other side, it was kind of like making the hole a little wider. Now, maybe it doesn't matter because you kind of put it on, it's sized for you and it doesn't change, so it's not an issue. But this, it keeps it clean. There's no buttons, there's no clicking. Sometimes you get the buttons a little fiddly and clicky. Here it's all held on by spring tension, so it ain't going anywhere. You could be using a jackhammer. It does take a good bit of pressure to pop this out, but when you do, you just kind of pull it and it snaps off and boom. And this is what I was talking about. When you put it on, when you're trying to fold it like this, that could slip up and just go into a different hole. See how there it pops out? That's all you have to do is when you hold it, just make sure you kind of hold it straight. That's the only downside of me doing this little experiment of putting in my own. I will say though, I don't think that thing's going anywhere. I'm putting a good bit of pressure on there to where I'm like, oh shit, I hope I don't bend a pin. I have spares, but I think that's going to be really secure. There's just that little extra. You keep the tension here and fold it in. Get your keeper down in place. Pop it in. I like that a lot. I think that looks better than the stock buckle that it came with. It seems very lock-up. It's very secure. It's not adding a lot of bulk. It's keeping it relatively thin. Not as thin as something like that. But then again, I can adjust this. So I can put this on a different strap. So very, very nice. 99 bucks from Delugs. You want to take it off, pull it, and off you go. It seems very well made. It's very well finished. You've got polish in some places, matte on the inner pieces there, and then you've got brushed stainless steel here. It does kind of go with the brushed here. I mean, it's a pretty nice finish. That all the edges are properly beveled, chamfered. There are no hot spots. There are no sharp edges. Everything is nice and smooth. It's got a nice curve for your wrist. I think that will be comfortable. I've got a 7.3 inch wrist. The curve follows my wrist perfectly. I think that's a really good looking setup. So works really nice. Can't think of anything else to say. Let's see if my stupid iPhone will focus on it properly. Always has a problem focusing close up. It's weird. Android phone will switch between macro. If I'm doing something here and I move close, it'll switch to macro on the fly. You can change lenses while you're recording. Here, it's like you can change what you want before, but once you start recording, it kind of just stays with that one. So if it's not on macro and you move in close, it just gets blurry. Be better, Apple. Android and Pixels and Samsung's been doing that for 8 years. Wish they could get with the program, but anyway, there you have it. Delugs, snaps into place, looks comfortable, looks like a normal watch. And that's what I like about it, is if you like that classic look of, a retro 1930s style luxury watch, and you want it on a leather strap, and you want it to look largely traditional, which would mean a normal buckle and loop and, that keepers, just your normal setup. But the ease of use, being able to take it on and off without dropping it and having it just be pretty much sized and ready to go, I think that's pretty cool. So I'll put a link up in the description. Here's the actual product information. They have them, I think, in a black PVD. They might have one in gold. They've got them, I think, in 2018 and 16 or 22, 20 and 18, something like that. They do sell straps. They sell really high quality stuff. They've got leather. I would have bought it as a set. They just didn't have the brown leather in the color and the style that I wanted. So I was like, well, let me just order that and see if I can adapt it to work with this. And it did work without having to, I didn't have to mod it and put the buckle from the actual strap that was on here before on this. It just happened to work and lock up really nice and secure. The only downside is if you don't want to do that and you want to use the included piece, just keep in mind, this piece here is going to be potentially too wide. You've got a big square rectangular that has to go in the round hole. You're going to have to stretch that hole a little bit. Unless you wanted to maybe just sand that down a little bit. Problem is it's got a mirror polish on it. So if you do that, you're going to need a buffing wheel to kind of clean it up. But you could probably take a file or a Dremel or something and just narrow that a little bit and then just repolish it and smooth it, and it would be okay. Of course, it's probably easier to just buy the strap you want with that and have it all match. But all in all, beautiful watch. Hey, both of them are beautiful. And a really nice little setup. So if you've got any questions, throw them in the comments. But Delugs and Artem have really, and Anchor, honestly. And as if you look at my Anchor video for a loopless NATO strap for my Omega Seamaster Aquaterra, their loopless precision clasp, it's the same as Artem. I thought Artem was finished better because it had a nicer look like it had a little more, not polished, but the brush was a little nicer, and that's because I was a monkey and didn't take off the damn plastic protective stuff. As soon as I did, they're the same clasp. Artem is using the same factory, the same clasps as Archer. Or, I'm sorry, as Anchor. Anchor's just a lot cheaper for their straps. You're not paying $200 for a rubber strap. But I will say the Artem straps are awesome. And Delugs, this is my first Delugs product. I gotta say, this has impressed me pretty much too. So everybody, have a good day. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. We'll talk to y'all later.